Hey guys, welcome back to Defeating Hair Loss. My name is Steve, and tonight I want to talk about some strange and very uncommon types of hair loss. I'll be doing a few of these. Tonight I want to do DUPA, D-U-P-A. What does DUPA stand for? Diffuse unpatterned alopecia. So it's more of like a diffuse alopecia, and there's no specific pattern to it. So that's the nickname DUPA, diffuse unpatterned alopecia. What is diffuse unpatterned alopecia? It is when men and women can lose their hair in ways that is very, very different. It's really, really hard to detect. So how do we know you have it? Well, we have to spend time with you. We have to track your photos. We have to make sure that we're doing evaluations from time to time. When you're losing your hair and it's not in a specific pattern. So let's just talk about the two different patterns. The male pattern balding is mainly a receding hairline and a bald spot in the back, and then anything else can happen in between, but we've all seen this happen, and that's why they call it male pattern balding, because it mainly happens to men, although a female can have male pattern balding. Female pattern hair loss is when you diffusely thin from front to back all through the scalp. That is a female pattern. Why? Because females normally have that pattern. So DUPA is mainly with men when they have more of a female pattern, more of a thinning overall alopecia, but there's no specific pattern to it. So it gets very confusing. It confuses the patient and it confuses even the doctor because there's no test for it. So the better doctors, the specialists, the ones that I like to talk about on this channel, are not going to jump right into surgery with anybody. They're definitely not going to jump right into surgery with a DUPA patient or a potential DUPA patient. So what do? Well, number one, we've got to get you on the medication. And that's going to be a combination of a really good finasteride, oral minoxidil, and maybe even put some biotin in there. So that's what I call the combination medication. And we need some photos, and we need some photos right now. We then need to track you for at least 1 year. So every 6 months, we want to see photos. We want to be really good at detailing those photos in the same lighting, in the same, wearing the same shirt to make sure the reflection's the same. We want to really track those photos really nicely. Because if you do have DUPA, which obviously is there's no specific pattern, you're probably not a candidate for hair surgery. If someone should make the mistake and diagnose you with a female pattern or diffuse thinning alopecia, when it's really DUPA, you could be in trouble down the road as you continue to lose your hair because it won't be in a specific pattern, and it will also include the donor zone, which is problematic. So my suggestion for those of you that feel you may have DUPA and you're just, like I was, going crazy for a hair transplant, maybe to do the hairline, the only option you have is FUE. Because if you continue to thin in the donor zone, it won't expose the linear scar. This is very confusing, and it's very hard to really tell if you have DUPA. So again, I don't know if this helps you. I hope it helps you. I don't mean to scare you. No, not most of you have DUPA out there, so don't freak out. But pay attention to DUPA, and it's out there online, and also to these hair specialists that can help you. Make sure we're not jumping right into a hair transplant. Let's make sure we manage your photos and your tracking of your photos properly before we make a decision on a hair transplant. I hope this helps everybody out there with some thinning issues. Don't forget to like and subscribe.